watching sightsoundsflavors.com, exploringkentucky.com. We're outside of City Hall here in Middletown, Jefferson County, Kentucky, and we're going to show you around town a little bit. Middletown is part of Jefferson County. It was established in 1797, and it's a very scenic, very beautiful town right here in Jefferson County. If you haven't checked it out, be sure to check it out. It's right behind Shelbyville Road, and a lot of people don't know about the historic side of town. You should definitely check it out. Okay, so we are going to walk into the park that's right behind City Hall, and we're going to check out some of the statues that you have here. And start out with this very nice monument here, and it looks like it's a monument to service personnel. You've got on the right, you've got Vietnam, on the left you've got Korea. And it's interesting because if you look at the sign, it talks about the Korean War, but then when you look over to Vietnam, it just says Vietnam, because again, Vietnam was a police action, which again is very sort of humiliating in a way, but historically accurate in another. The idea that a police action cost us nearly 60,000 U.S. personnel and probably well over 100,000 wounded in action and missing in action, and it's humiliating in the sense that it wasn't an actual war on paper, though every bit of it in reality. And we know that the U.S. service personnel that returned from Vietnam, especially in the late 60s, early 1970s, did not come back to ticker tape parades or pats on the back. A lot of times they took a lot of abuse. This here is Lawrence W. Weatherby, governor of Kentucky, 1950 to 55. And very nice statue there. It's a very scenic park. There's a gazebo back here, and this seems to be friendly for dog walkers and such. Interesting that they would have this sign here, do not climb trees, but you know, I always say if there's a sign, it's because somebody has done it before. But very, very beautiful trees, and you can see how everything's really, really well maintained. This is a very nice gazebo over here. And again, we are in Middletown, Jefferson County, Kentucky. And Middletown a lot of times gets overlooked, as does St. Matthews, Anchorage, Linden. These are actual cities in Jefferson County. This is not Louisville. This may be Louisville-Metro, but this is not Louisville. Middletown was founded in 1797 and has a very, very rich history both in the county and the Commonwealth. And so to just call it a part of Louisville or a neighborhood of Louisville is not correct. So part of why we do exploringkentucky.com is to explore, but also to educate not only you, the viewer, but me, the content creator, as well. There's a lot that I don't know, and I'm learning with every video. And you know, this is a very short walk. This is not, you know, like Tom Sawyer or any of the bigger parks like Iroquois or Cherokee, but it's a nice place to come and take a little stroll, and there's a lot of natural beauty here. Everything's very, very well maintained, and it's right behind City Hall. Definitely worth you coming out here, especially as it gets a little cooler, because as it gets cooler, a lot of folks, you know, will stay indoors more. But this is a short walk. Sit on the bench here, kind of collect your thoughts, and I definitely recommend it. And you got the Middletown police cruisers there, some of the unmarked vehicles. But the reason I came here is more so for this orange and red. You got some green over there. You got some yellowish green over here. You've got some really strong green here, some sort of beige brown, beige green, just a lot of nature. And of course you got the little clock towers up there, and we'll walk around over here to the path, and here you got the Middletown cruisers, which look really cool. I can't say I've actually seen those on the street, but again, I don't spend a lot of time in Middletown, so I think they have about 5 or 6 different units and some undercovers there as well. Again, Louisville-Metro LMPD handles most of the policing for the county, but a lot of cities like Middletown, especially St. Matthews, Jefferson County, they have their own police departments. And in the case of J-Town and St. Matthews, they don't need LMPD really for anything. So I don't know if that's the case with Middletown or not. Again, Middletown's got Shelbyville Road, which is a pretty busy thoroughfare. So I'd imagine they rely probably on LMPD a lot more so than St. Matthews or J-Town, but they have, you know, a few cars, and I'm sure they can handle pretty much anything if need be. So, and then over here we got the First Baptist Church of Middletown on Locust Road, and got some nice signage here. What we'll probably do is do a little bit of a walk, not too long. You can get an idea for the city, a little bit of the zoom effect, and it goes down there quite a ways. I mean, it's goes down quite a ways. So we'll probably walk to the light and back. And again, you can see the beautiful bushes and the flowers, and everything's very clean and orderly. You can see here the street is completely paved, and not just completely paved. What I mean by that is freshly paved, freshly painted. This is a community that puts a lot of money into looking its best, and it's definitely on the up and up. Middletown, Anchorage, I would say St. Matthews, those are the cities within Jefferson County where, you know, if you want to have a business, you want to buy a home, you have to really have, you know, all your ducks in a row. This is by no means a, you know, a secret find or anything like that. It's well known that this is one of the more successful communities in the county. Now this is 15 miles an hour, which, again, just to be real, is a little laughable, because nobody is doing 15 miles an hour here. And I'll tell you something, the Middletown Police Department could set up some speed checks alongside this road and probably make a pretty penny. But I don't know if that's something of interest to them or not. But I don't think anybody does 15 miles an hour here. That's actually really slow. A lot of the school zones here are 25 miles an hour. So again, it's a nice sign, but it's not being enforced, and it's certainly not being observed by the citizenry. I mean, like this guy here is not doing 15 miles an hour, and he just, well, he didn't run a light, but he crossed on yellow with a little bit more than caution. You know, you're supposed to slow down on yellow. Well, I don't know, but this isn't a traffic channel, so not to worry. I like the signage up here. That's really nice. And Middletown Inn. And again, that might be a bed and breakfast or something, I don't know. I can't imagine that they've got that beautiful sign and this building in such great condition and it not be used. We got the color palette, polished pottery. Very nice signage. Very nice signage. And that, of course, right there is Shelbyville Road. So again, you know, this is sort of like a you know, a historic road behind a very, very major Louisville thoroughfare. But again, it's this street right here has very much its own vibe. I mean, you really feel like you're in a small town, which you are, but again, just 2 blocks over to the right, you got Shelbyville Road, which is just a massive road. You got, you know, Shelbyville Road, Brownsboro, Westport, Taylorsville, the big roads, but you just wouldn't know it just 2 or 3 blocks over. And I mean, you're not going to see this on Shelbyville Road at all. You just won't. You're not going to see this type of landscaping with this type of care. Look at the sidewalks again. I mean, this is a, you know, there isn't like any sort of litter anywhere. I mean, we're going now, we're probably a good 2-3 blocks down, and I mean, you could eat off the sidewalk pretty much. So again, and what I'm talking about here is you got the city on point and you got private property on point. I mean, the grass is perfect. I mean, like, even the driveways. I mean, the driveways don't have any litter on them. You know what I mean? This is, I often say, like, these are not coincidences. Again, they've, you know, got their own police department, but I mean, we don't see any police cars out here. I'm sure they patrol, but you know, people are not orderly because of the police or because of laws or fines. It's because they take pride in their community. And again, you might have heard a little bit of a siren a few minutes ago, or maybe a horn or something like that. Where that shed is at, I'm going to zoom in here. You see those cars in the background? You see them? That's Shelbyville Road. That's maybe, that's 2 blocks down. But then over here, I mean, it's just a whole different world. I mean, what we're talking about, this is, again, I cannot stress this enough. I'm sorry, I just thought I heard a siren. Except for like the occasional horn or siren, like from the road 2 blocks over, you wouldn't know that there was a major thoroughfare anywhere near here. It's like 1 or 2 cars at most coming by, you know. Really beautiful church over there. You got a real cute bench over here with a flamingo. You got leaves. You got this big old tree here with all sorts of colored leaves. You got some firewood there on a porch. I mean, really, honestly, if you didn't know any better, you would think you were in a small town. And so that's what I love about Middletown. And again, this is a perfect jog or walk. You could easily do a couple of miles here, burn some calories, have some really cool things to look at, and never leave town. Because that's part of what exploringkentucky.com is all about. It's not about having to get in your car and drive several hours, or much less get on a plane or a train. You can discover so much right in your own backyard. I mean, look at this property here. I mean, this is just beautiful. And probably, I would say, I wouldn't be surprised if this building was 100 years old. Not in the least. Got a chimney up there. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I said that we were only going to walk, remember I said we were only going to walk to that light. And then we were supposed to turn around, but I don't want to turn around. You know what I mean? That's the thing. When you find a community like this, at least me, I want to explore it more. You know what I mean? Now you're going to get to see Shelbyville Road at this corner. And you're going to see what I'm talking about when I say it's a busy street. So we're on Harrison Avenue. That's Shelbyville Road right there. I mean, to me, it's crazy that that road 2 lanes in each direction is only a block and a half over. You know, it's crazy to me to, you know, to kind of like process that, you know. So let's do another block, and then we will actually turn around. These are beautiful. This is Pothos. This is a hair care place. Great signage. Look over there, guys. You see those garbage cans? They make use of them. There's no litter anywhere on this parking lot, anywhere. Find a piece of litter anywhere. There's not. It's just orderly. Very, very orderly. And it can be done. It most definitely can be done. Again, that's not 15 miles an hour, but that would be the only knock, I would say. Would be that I wouldn't post signs that are as ambitious as the one we saw, because getting folks to drive 15 is just not happening, but who knows. We got Emma Justine Hair Lounge and Spa. So a lot of salons and pottery shops. We have an attorney's office here, Travis Herbert Stempian. Actually was in this office once. I had to drop something off here. And then we got the Summit there. I'm not sure if that's the Shriners symbol or not. Someone please tell me in the description. We got Old Glory there, flying in the wind as she should. And we got the Prickly Pear. I wonder what that is. The Prickly Pear. Jewelry, gifts, embroidery, home decor. Very interesting. And again, look at the signage. Very nice signage. You got the green door there, or lime green, or some kind of green. It looks very cool. PL Lyons Architect Builders, Ben Robbins Architects, Joe Gray Productions. We got a State Farm down over here. Again, Middletown's got a lot of affluent businesses, successful businesses. To have a business here, you got to have all your ducks in a row. You're not going to find cheap rent here, but you will find a lot of successful people, and a little bit of an elevation here. And again, no cracks in the sidewalks, no vegetation growing in between the cracks. I mean, just take a look at this. These are the sorts of things that I feel like a lot of people don't really notice. And then you've got a walkway from the sidewalk to the business. I mean, that's the kind of attention to detail that I think makes a community like Middletown stand out. So I think with that, and again, I mean, it's 1 block away. That's Shelbyville Road. That's Shelbyville Road. And this right here is just like another world. You know what I mean? This right here is Main Street. So Watterson Trail and Main Street. So we're gonna cross over and walk on the other side. We got, and then they also put on the actual sidewalk, they put that, which is cool. So here we got the Middletown Professional Building. So you got a dentist, an orthodontics, and 2 places for rent. Now, you got these really cool light posts here as well. And again, same thing as the other side of the street. No litter. I mean, seriously, I'm not even trying to pull a fast one here. Tell me if you see litter anywhere. There's no litter on this side, and there's no litter on this side. I mean, it's just a community that takes pride. Litter is probably one of the first telltale signs that a community is being neglected, whether by the city, whether by its own residents, whether by those that come to visit. I mean, occasional cigarette butts, occasional water bottle here or there, I mean, that's okay, but there are cities that are literally just covered in refuse. And, you know, it just makes you wonder, why would anybody want to rent, you know, a storefront or rent or much less buy a home in a community that can't even pick up after itself? You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to tell you that everything is perfect here. I mean, the road here doesn't have much damage and it's very, very drivable and is in good state. The road all the way up there is totally repaved, and maybe the plan is to pave all the way over here. I'm not saying everything's perfect, but even this road that's got some wear and tear doesn't have any potholes. And that's important, you know, because a lot of parts of Louisville have roads that are falling apart with potholes anywhere from 6 inches to a foot deep. That's going to ruin your alignment. That could, you know, completely knock out a tire. I mean, you could do serious damage to your vehicle. So you don't see that here. And I think that's noteworthy as well. So to me, I mean, they even have a light turned on already and it's still mid-afternoon. You know, I also think that that's cool, because some cities have the lights but they don't turn them on, or they can't turn them out because of fuse issues. So I look at things like this. I look at litter, I look at the state of the sidewalks, I look at the state of the roads, I look at signs, I look at graffiti. Do we have any graffiti here? None. Haven't seen a little bit of graffiti, nothing. That's not to say that there might not have been graffiti at one point, but Public Works took care of it. They painted over it, they cleaned it up, whatever they had to do, they did it. Look at this parking lot. You got your garbage cans over there. There's no litter here, anywhere. And this is a Sunday. There could have been litter on a Friday night, a Saturday, all day today. They could have used the excuse, hey, you know, we don't have people working on the weekends. And who does, right? But this is a Sunday. There's no litter. So again, I mean, these are things that I hope cities that want business and want to, you know, get out of the rut they're in look at. I mean, again, it's just, I don't know who the mayor is here. I don't know if this is a city council run city. I don't know if they have a city manager that runs everything, but whoever's running Middletown, especially whoever's running this piece right here, historic Middletown, which I would say is the showpiece of Middletown, is doing one heck of a great job. One heck of a great job. And also kudos to all the businesses. They're doing one heck of a great job. Again, look, I'm not lying. This is Baptist Health here. I mean, and again, I mean, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Do you see any litter, anything, any trash, anything? I mean, there's nothing. It's perfect. And it's 2 blocks away from one of the biggest roads in Louisville. 2 blocks is not really any sort of buffer. But it just, I mean, it just feels like you're in a different place. It really, truly feels. I mean, you hear occasionally the muffler of a car over there, or a siren, or a horn. But besides that, if you had your AirPods in, or if you were just like in your own, thinking about your own thoughts and just kind of enjoying the scenery and checking out those beautiful signs, you wouldn't know that Shelbyville Road was there. You'd have no idea. This is interesting signage also. This is very, very basic. It made me look more closely to see what it said. And it's another salon. I mean, so far we've counted, what, like 3 or 4 salons? This is Spirit Spa Lou, a spa for your spirit. Gina Scarpino, psychic medium. I mean, you know, the Frosted Pineapple. So this is 11604 Main Street. Beautiful building. Very, very well kept. Again, no trash anywhere. Very nice walkway from the sidewalk, very nice steps. Everything is in good order. I mean, this is what we're talking about, folks. That's pretty cool right there, whatever that is. And again, everything's really, really great. I mean, and so many colors. I mean, so many fall colors. Just fantastic. This place here is for rent. Super clean. Windows aren't cracked. Door locks aren't busted. The person next door taking care of their property. I mean, you know, again, it's got a animal hospital here. I mean, this building here is going to be next to a psychic and an animal hospital with a perfect sidewalk, freshly paved street, freshly painted street. I mean, who's not going to want to be there? You know what I mean? Like, we got Serenity Spa over here. Not really sure if this is, well, they do massage, it looks like. And look at the signage. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, that's fantastic. The signage and the color of the building, everything is done just right. So whether they do hair and makeup or massage, I mean, this is like the 5th or 6th spa that we've run into right here in Middletown. They let you know that there's parking in the rear. Look at the shed back there. Look at the shed and look at the main building. I know people hate when I zoom, but I mean, it's just everything is done with an attention to detail. I think that's what people really love about Middletown. That's what I love about Middletown. Got a nursery over here. I'm not sure if that's the nursery or if this is the nursery, but again, it's very, very nice. We Care Nursery. That's cool. I didn't realize, we walked right by, there's a bakery there, Blue Bakery. Very nice building as well. Very interesting looking building. And then this over here is actually not a church. It's the historic Middletown Museum. Tucker Station Road is this way from what the sign says. There's Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side, or I don't even know if that's the way their lingo goes, but Milestone, I love these signs. The Jefferson County Courthouse, located at 6th and Jefferson Street in downtown Louisville, is 12 miles from this spot. Been there a million times. Old public well, one of the 4 public wells that once served Middletown, was located on this corner. The pumps were added later. The 4 wells were filled and condemned about 1920. Middletown landmark. And right here we are at Main Street and South Madison in the historic district of Middletown. And Tucker Station Road is this way from what the signs say. Maybe we'll head over that way on a future visit. I will zoom in just to show you what is down that way. There's the museum. And there's the Middletown Inn from a different angle. And this says here Middletown Community Center, so maybe the museum is actually behind it. But this was definitely, I'm sure, a church at one point. This is a church, Middletown Methodist Church. So this says Middletown Methodist Church. Over here, Middletown Community Center. And over there it talks about a museum that's that way. So again, I don't know what this building is. Please correct me. There's a lot of different signs. I probably would probably put the signs out differently. It's a little confusing, but it's fine. Looks to be a little park here, kind of like the one behind City Hall. Nice little fountain here, very tranquil again. You guys know how I am. Zero litter. Zero litter anywhere. Shrubs are all maintained very well. And I love this. This is reminds me of my mom's country of Chile. A lot of places to sit. I see one cigarette butt. That's the extent of litter I've seen in all of Middletown. One cigarette butt. Shame on whoever put that cigarette butt there. But again, they should fit a garbage can here. If I can give one tip, it would be put a garbage can in this beautiful park, so that if someone is so lazy that they can't take their cigarette butt with them to wherever they're going to throw it away there, that they could throw it away here in a trash receptacle, which this park has none. A little bell there. Very, very nice fountain. Very simple, but very nice. You got the inn over there. You got what could be the museum, community center, or church here. Another building over here. Beautiful trees. Got this bell over here. And again, it's hard to believe, but just 2 blocks over that way is a 4-way major boulevard in a major city, and you wouldn't know it if you sat at this little park or walked 95-99% of what we've walked on Main Street here in historic Middletown, Jefferson County, Kentucky. You would not know it. So all in all, I would say, oh my gosh, Creations Hair Spa. So that's like the 6th or 7th hair spa in what, 2 miles or a mile? We have not walked 2 miles, in a mile maybe maximum. So that's very interesting. And look at the black glass. I mean, that's just, and the signage just kind of like pops out at you. What are these businesses here? Morton Family Dental. So there's another dental salon. And got an Allstate over there. A jewelry store, jewelry repair place. None of these people are doing 15 miles an hour. Not even the unmarked police car that just passed by about 30 seconds ago. But it's okay though. It's a cool sign. Metri's on Main jewelry shop. Got a FedEx over here. Jewelry shop's real nice. Again, focus in on those dumpsters and look at the fact that there's no trash anywhere in this parking lot. Not there, 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 not anywhere, because this is a very well kept city. This is a fantastic volunteer effort, if there ever was one. Adopt a highway. That's where citizens and organizations get together and clean up a piece of highway. That's the kind of spirit that you need to have a successful community. You can't make a successful community out of scaring people with hefty fines, jail time, deprivations of their liberty. That's only going to go so far. People have to actually care. And you can't make people care by scaring them into caring. They have to care. It's got to come from within. So how do you do that? Well, fortunately, I can't give you that answer here, but I can show you a success story. I can show you many success stories. This here's a barber shop. This is the first barber shop we've seen. Everything we've pretty much seen are kind of like salons. Beautiful by design. It's probably another salon. That's what it sounds like. They've got a lot of Halloween stuff. Then over here we got Chickadees. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. This here's another salon. So we're up to like about 8 salons in about a mile radius. And then we got Chickadees, which is a fun place to shop, it says. We got Edward Jones Investments, and then New Me Massage. Oh, there we go. We got a Middletown police officer driving around. That's pretty cool. Oh, we got 2 Middletown police officers driving around. And is that Middletown? Yes, it is. So there's 2, 3, and that unmarked one 30 seconds ago. That's 4. It's pretty cool. This here is a doctor's office and a counseling center. That's pretty cool. I was gonna pack it up and go, but let's walk down to this church over here. I'm doing it for 2 reasons. One, to see if police contact is made, which has only happened, I think, twice in the entire ExploringKentucky.com catalog. Once in Warsaw and once in Magaffin County. I always forget how you say that. In Salyersville. I don't anticipate the contact will be made for a couple of reasons. One is because while this does feel like a small town and it does feel retired from everything else, we are still in Louisville-Metro. And because we're in Louisville-Metro, I feel that the big cityness of it all, the officers are probably more well-versed in the First Amendment than in some of the smaller towns. And so they understand that filming on the public right-of-way is 100% constitutionally protected activity. But also because of the fact that they may recognize me possibly, and because I'm wearing a big shirt that says strengthaddicts.com. So if they just type in strengthaddicts.com, they'll see my name and likeness and they'll be like, oh, this guy must be doing something official. I don't know. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna cross the street at this corner and we're gonna come back. Actually, we're gonna go to that sign. No, actually that sign is for the Public Works. If it was like a welcome to Middletown sign, I would totally go over there and take a picture. But what we're gonna do, walk to this corner and then we're gonna cross the street and come back, show you that side of City Hall and walk right by them on the public right of way. And again, I'm very polite and I'll say hello and how are you doing? But I'm curious if they will ask me what I'm doing, which is kind of an absurd question, being that I've got a $1,500 camcorder. I've got an arm on the camcorder with a boom and a dead cat on top of the boom so as to prevent wind noise and all that sort of thing. I started like twice on this video, but it happens. I'm only human. But what are you doing is code for fishing for information. So this here is the Middletown United Methodist Church, and they got local honey for sale, which is pretty cool. It's actually very cool. So we're gonna cross the street here after this car that's not doing 15 miles an hour passes by, and then actually we're gonna wait for this other car to pass by that's also not doing 15 miles an hour. Right next to the 15 mile an hour sign, the radar over there says they're doing 39. Just so you know, I'm not embellishing. Let's see how fast this guy's going. This guy's going at 28 miles an hour, 27 miles an hour, now that you saw I was videotaping him. So yeah, that sign's not working, especially if they're doing that speed right in front of City Hall with 2 Middletown police cruisers outside and a sergeant, I think, standing beside it. So what I would do, I would put a police officer with a radar there and just think of all the money that could be made. In one day, you'd make enough money to put a garbage can at that park where we found the cigarette butt at, and then maybe pave the rest of the road, which is not in bad condition at all, but pave the rest of the road. I don't know, something. Now here, if we don't have a police interaction here, then I will tip my hat to them. Oh, look at that, 42 miles an hour. Whoa. Well, I wasn't actually not aiming at it. I don't know if you saw that or not. I think we should stand by the sign here and see. Oh my gosh, and they put 15 miles an hour under the sign as well. So maybe what we'll do is we'll stand here and we'll just zoom in on the sign just for a couple of persons coming by. Let's see. So we got 28, 27. The thing is, they see me here with the camera, so it's pretty obvious what I'm doing. Couldn't read on that one. I guess it only reads if you're going in one direction. Should probably put it on both. 35. 34. Dropping. 31. So even when they drop, because they see the police car there and police activity, they're still doing double the speed limit. So again, I don't know what the point of that extraordinarily low. Oh, let's see this one here. This guy's going fast. But see, they know that I'm taping, so they slow down. He was going 24 and he dropped real fast to 15. So I don't know. So what we're gonna do, what's interesting is that the sidewalk should cross that way, but it doesn't. It crosses this way. If I go this way, I'll go into their parking lot, but there's already too much activity from what I've seen. So I'm not going out of my way to make an interaction. I think what I'm gonna do, and this is not an auditing channel either, but so we're gonna go this way, and it's gonna force me to walk in the parking lot because they don't have a sidewalk there. They don't have a sidewalk on this side. They have a sidewalk here which breaks off into the park, but they don't have a sidewalk on this side. So it forces you to walk through a parking lot, and then they don't have a sidewalk that connects over here either. Well, actually, no, that's still a parking lot. So it's very bizarre that they have sidewalks everywhere except for in front of City Hall, which is really, really bizarre, but who knows. So that concludes our tour of Middletown. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, sightsoundsflavors.com, exploringkentucky.com. See you for the next one.